Hello, 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 chat. It is I, Professor Birch, and I have the honor and pleasure of being your first host for Binary Breakers The Breakout. And we're coming to you with some cozy speedrunning games today, and I am so excited to be here. How are we doing, chat? We cozy? We nice? You know what is cozy? Nostalgia. So without further ado, Habitant, if you're ready, uh, let's get into some good old classical educational gaming with Zoombinis. Take it away, Hobby.
Hi everybody, I'm Hobby Tan, and I will be helping to liberate a small percentage of the Zoombinis today for you all. As you can probably tell, I'm not very well at the moment, so I've actually asked my friend Garlips if he can do most of the commentating for today. So, Garlips, are you here, buddy?
I am, sorry. I'm getting used to push to talk. I don't usually do this.
Cool.
Okay.
So, the run will start when I press start, and I'll shout up again once we're getting close to time. Okay. Garlips, would you mind counting me in, please?
Certainly. Let's begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And here we are. This is Zoombinis. It's a 2015 remaster of the original 1996 edutainment classic, The Logical Journey of the Zoombinis, which released on CD-ROM. Remember those, kids? Gotta love a good CD-ROM. The goal of the game is fairly simple. We need to help the Zoombinis, these delightful purple beans, to a new home, far away from the capitalistic, fascistic clutch of the bloats who have taken over Zoombini Isle and enslaved the Zoombinis to produce products for them to sell. Basically, this game taught a generation of kids, including myself and Tan, to heck the system. So it's a great game in my eyes because of that. Great message. This is minigame number 1. So minigame number 1 is called Allergic Cliffs, and basically the entire premise of this game is that you are trying to differentiate and make logical conclusions from the puzzles that you're placed in front of. Basically, all of the Zoombinis have got different features, as you can see. We've got quite a few with glasses here. Nearly all of them, in fact, all of them have got roller skates. And so what Tan is doing here is just trying to work out which ones will be allowed to pass and which ones will be stopped by the cliffs. They sneeze if the Zoombini passing over them has a feature that they don't like. So you can see here that this is fairly straightforward because Tan demonstrating there what happens if one sneezes. So but this is basically, most of the games are based around the Zoombinis' different features and how they play off against each other. You have to make logical conclusions based on the information that you're given by the game.
Plan of them out there.
What did we do to deserve this?
Okay, rude. Oh, so you can see there that Zoombini was absolutely fine for the troll on the right, but the one in the middle didn't like him. So, but it looks like most of them are going to be able to go up the right-hand side. So we are playing on the easiest difficulty. There are 4 difficulties in this game, and this is the easiest one. The goal of Zoombinis is to... Oh, there goes another one. The goal of Zoombinis is to try and get all 400 Zoombinis to Zoombiniton, or Zoombiniville, the new place that they're going to be living. And so you take them in groups of 16.
Are open to you.
And today we are just taking one group of 16 through the whole game.
This way.
That's called 4%. And it's called 4% because, for all you maths fans out there, 16 Zoombinis is 4% of 400. So that's how it works. That's why it's got that name.
Proceed. One of the chosen
There's a little
few.
over
Kinda
eager.
slow, ain't you?
I put one of the glasses ones here when I just put one there already without checking if they could go that way first.
Do go in.
That's okay,
Wherever you
especially
go.
Move it.
on this difficulty
One
level,
of the
you get
chosen
quite a
few.
few chances before they start punishing mistakes by ejecting Zoombinis. If a Zoombini gets ejected,
I
then it
bet
basically
you
means
do.
that they go back to
Kinda
the
slow,
previous
ain't ya?
camp. So there are these base camps along the way, and that's kind of a checkpoint for the Zoombinis you've got with you. On this set of levels, if Tam were to lose a Zoombini, it would go back to the start. So
Whatever you are, make me a pizza!
this is Arno, and he's really hungry. He wants a pizza, which, honestly, mood.
More toppings.
So you can see there that he wants more toppings. He wants pineapple. That's confirmed, but he wants more than just pineapple. So what Tan is doing here is applying extra toppings to see which ones he wants.
Go.
So he doesn't like, I believe that's peppers.
Yeah, he normally loves pineapple jalapeno at this point in the difficulty settings, but today is not the jalapenos
More
day.
toppings.
Oh,
Oh, he wants pepperoni.
so through a process of elimination here, Tan is basically working out what Arno's perfect pizza is by wasting an awful lot of pizza.
Come on. More stuff.
Okay, this is pretty unusual for the easiest difficulty. He never wants cheese on easy difficulty. But just for you folks today, he decided he wants cheese.
Oh, my pizza.
There are a lot of fun characters in this game, but Arno's one of the more memorable ones because he's just so emphatic about pizza, which I think we can all get behind. So,
This
Tan
is
is
my
now-
favorite guy.
yeah, so this
Welcome to the boat. Now hurry yourselves up and find your seat.
is Captain Cajun,
Ryan, sit
and this
wherever
is
you
his
want to,
ferry
I
boat.
don't really care.
He says sit where you want, but he's really actually quite fussy about
There
who's
you go,
sitting
you
next
got
to
it.
each other. So,
And
There
that's
you go,
why
you got it.
all of our Zoombinis have roller skates. Because
Ah,
most of the puzzles
sure.
in this section require your Zoombinis
Color,
to have
flower, and lily
something in
pad
common with
shape
another
too.
Zoombini.
yeah, it's really handy that it works out that way. I mean, obviously, as the game goes on and you're trying to get more of the 400 Zoombinis to Zoombiniville, it can get a lot more difficult, not just because the difficulty goes up, but also because you'll have groupings of Zoombinis that don't really match and so don't have like features, and it becomes harder to work out exactly what you're supposed to be doing. But yeah, there are two routes through this game: an upper route and a lower route. And this run takes the upper route, which involves these Bayou games, which is really fun. Basically, what Tan is looking for here is a path through the frogs, either symbols all the same color so that a certain color can go through, or say for instance there's a frog there with an X on it. If there was a clear path of X's, that frog would be able to use that path to get through. And I think each path is done twice, so there must be 8 paths through. The official name for this level is Titanic Tattooed Toads, which is just rolls off the tongue.
Alliteration. Nice.
I mean, plus frogs as well. Frogs are great.
True.
The game's been really nice and given us all of the different colors that we can get as paths, because they're always the easiest ones to find. But now we have to find the more difficult ones to spot.
We're still getting some very interesting suggestions in the chat about pizza ingredients. So I think we can all come together and say pizza's great, even if we have our own opinions on. One person suggested Zoombinis. I don't think that's. I think the Zoombinis would have something to say about that.
I didn't know we had fleens in chat.
Oh, fleens. You won't see the fleens today, but they're another arch nemesis of the Zoombinis. If you go the other route, the southern route, it involves fleens.
I need to find one more path. It's okay, Toads. We're not doing a speed run or anything. You can go as slowly as you like. I think I found yes, there we go. Go from here. And then this was here, wasn't it? Okay. So now we just got to wait until this guy comes back over to this side, and then we can do our last Zombini.
Yeah, the final boss of Zombini speedrunning is animation time.
In all honesty, the final boss of Zombini speedrunning is the fairy that turns up on this level on hard mode and moves all the lily pads around as you are solving the puzzle.
So helpful.
I don't know how they expect children to be able to solve that.
I mean, I'll always have incredibly nostalgic memories around the original version of this game because it basically taught me how to troubleshoot and kind of like approach things logically, which made me the assigned tech person in my house for the next 20 years, basically.
Yeah, this game gave me a love of code breaking,
Zoombinis will get her.
which has very definitely helped with my career path as I've gotten older.
I would say this remake as well is a very good way to enjoy the game nowadays. You don't lose an awful lot. Maybe some of the art looks very slightly different, but for the most part, they did a really good job of just sprucing it up for a modern generation. You can play it on your tablet and everything.
Amazing
Yeah, honestly, all they've really done with it is upscaled the original art, so it looks a little cleaner, but that's probably about it.
So we're on to the last set of levels here, leg 3. That previous level, Stone Rise, that was involving raising stones based on like features. Here now we have to make sure that the order is correct so that everyone can move on. That was Lion's Lair, and we're now on to Mirror Machine. What needs to happen here is a reflection is presented, and you need to make sure that it's matching the Zombini in question.
This seems so pointless on the easiest difficulty, but I promise you it actually gets really difficult later on.
It absolutely does. It obscures certain features, and you really have to, don't you have to cancel out reflections as well to make sure that you're getting the right person? It's
You
very
do,
tricky.
yeah.
But there's one level after this coming up. That's called Bubble Wonder Abyss, and that is also a nexus of despair when you're trying to play on the harder difficulties. It can certainly be very, very obtuse.
In all honesty, it's a nexus of despair on the easy difficulty when you're speedrunning as well. Hopefully we won't see why today.
Yeah, it's gonna be a wonderful run through the Bubble Wonder Abyss. It's not gonna be a problem at all. But so basically, this run, as we said before, is all about getting 16 Zoombinis to Zoombiniville. I did find out that it was called Zoombiniton in the English release, so I wasn't losing my mind. I actually did remember it as Zoombiniton as a kid, but yeah, I think in this version, all versions of this now, it says Zoombiniville. So, and yeah, there are 400 Zoombinis to get to Zoombiniville. As you take each 16 through, it gets a little bit more tricky. And also in Zoombiniville as well, you can unlock these kind of statues or memorials to squads that you get through. Like if you manage to get all 16 through, you unlock a certain type of building and stuff. It's very cool. And there is a speed run of all 400 Zoombinis in one sitting. And you tried it, Tan, didn't you? But
Yeah.
never again. And totally understandable because it sounds like an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, I did it as a reward for my community raising $1,000 for St. Jude last year. It ended up being a 13-hour speed run, and I DNF'd because I didn't arrange my Zoombinis correctly during the early part of the run. So I physically couldn't get them all through.
Search.
Absolutely heartbreaking. But yeah, Tan's really gonna like focus on this now, make sure all of our Zoombinis make it through. This is another one of those levels that's just got so much animation time. But yeah, it's looking good so far.
We're only doing the easy bit right now, Garlips. Okay, that's all of those done.
So yeah, it's there is a fair bit of RNG and things in this if you are taking through characters that you haven't assigned, but at the start we were picking people who had similar features, and so that definitely does speed the run up a little bit. But in a 400 Zoombini run, you can't really do that, or you can do that, but you increasingly run out of combinations that are similar.
You actually have to strategically abandon Zoombinis during the 100% run to make sure that you've got the right ones you need for the end.
Oh goodness, yeah. See, I wouldn't even know that. I'd get 13 plus hours in as well and not be able to finish. I remember my mum though. My mum liked to play this game as well because my mum's really been into logic problems and code breaking and stuff. So it was really fun to play with her, and she got all 400 Zoombinis to Zoombiniville. She didn't do it in one go, in one sitting, because well, that's what speedrunners do. But yeah, no, she was very proud to get them all there. She didn't have all the buildings though, I don't think so. That was always a regret of hers. But yeah, really, really fun to play this back in the late 90s. And you can get the original version on My Abandonware, but this version is HD. It's easily available on modern platforms. So yeah, if you like what you see here, you really should give it a go, because it's quite a fun game. You know, it deceptively looks like it's for kids, and it is for kids, but it does step up in difficulty really quite a lot as it goes on.
Oh yeah. The reason I'm taking this so slowly, by the way, is if two Zoombinis bump into each other, then they get sent back to camp, which means I'd have to abandon all the Zoombinis and then do all 3 of these levels again to complete the run.
Yes, that can definitely happen, and we don't want that to happen. Also, chat is saying, does the music in this level remind anyone of the Robocop theme?
A little bit, yeah.
I can kind of hear it, yeah.
So I've done all the Zoombinis that require a specific path to avoid being obliterated. So now I can just dump whichever Zoombinis I like on. I just need to make sure that I'm not letting them bump into each other. So I'm giving them all a wide berth.
Yeah, so you can see here as that Zoombini passes over, there are arrows on the floor that change every time someone passes over them. There are arrows that ignore certain features, or vice versa. So yeah, it could be really, really finicky here, just to make sure, absolutely sure that no one's gonna go the wrong way when you didn't expect them to, and disappear off the edge.
Okay, and this is our last one. So once this
Absolutely
Zombini
fantastic.
has made it to the other side, and I click this button, we will be at time. Just gotta wait.
It's okay. Bubbles take time.
They do. That's okay, because it's nice and cozy.
Also, you were telling me, Tan, that since a recent update to the game, there's actually a bug that when you click through here, that one of the Zoombinis won't
And time.
appear.
Yes. So
GG.
we might see that in a moment. We are into Zoombinyville. So I'll click that and let's check the map. It didn't do it this time. So normally what's been
Hey.
happening to people since that update went in at the end of last year is one Zoombini just goes back to camp after you've sent them all to Zoombinyville. We don't know why. Just waiting for the next group, I guess. But there we go. Done.
Fantastic run, and
Yep.
it's such a cozy game, but as you play through it more and more, the difficulty starts to ramp up, like very slowly, and before you know it, you'll be, wait, wasn't this easy?
The little path here actually tells you what difficulty you're on at the moment for that route, and the more times you run the route, the harder it gets.
But yeah, GG's once again. Thank you for the great
Thank
run.
you.
Where can chat find you? Any shout outs?
Well, shout out to the Binary Breakers. Thank you so much for having me on today. This has been really nice. Shout out to my community, the Retro Raccoon. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/hobbytan, all one word. And I'm on basically every social media thing as Hobbytan as well. Just look for the raccoon with the paintbrush and you've found me.
And thank you so much, Binary Breakers, for having me on, and also Hobbytan for inviting me to commentate on this run. It's been absolutely delightful. My name is Garlips. You can find me at twitch.tv/Garlips. I'm a member of the Clock Tower stream team, which Tan is on, also many others. So yeah, feel free to pull up a pew and watch what I do. I do speedrunning in bits and pieces, honestly, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, hopefully see you down the road.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you once again. Everyone, we're going to go to a quick little break before our next run. Get up, stretch if you need to, but we'll be back soon.